Say it started.
There we go. Okay.
You on live, baby.
Anyways, all right. So boom, the 4 Now podcast. You feel me?
You know what I'm saying?
Smooth, Ray,
What's up?
Sleazy,
Yes, sir.
Lito, and Young Kizzy. You know what I'm saying? The youngest to ever do it. You feel me? All right. So boom. So our podcast is basically about fantasy basketball, and it's 4 of us randos and one actual hooper in here. So everybody introduce yourself pretty much.
I'll go first then. You know what I'm saying? I'm Carl Garcia. You know, as Young Lito.
Young
You know what I'm talking
Lito.
about? Right now, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, so now I'm the hooper in the group right now. You know what I'm saying? I had recently came off some action hooping, but Corona, messed all that up. So right now, man, just staying in the grind.
Big Sleaze.
Yes, sir. I'm Kyle, aka the champ. You dig? What it is? I'm the average day Joe. I'm the music man of the group. We could call it that. But I do know what I'm talking about, so don't try and play with me.
Let him know.
All right, Smooth.
I'm Brendan. I go by Smooth. I mean, I just work your everyday jobs, whatever you need me to do. I watch basketball from a kid. I just follow the patterns, pay attention to the history.
That boy know who in 6th grade right now about the ball.
I'll go next. Julius. Young Kizzy. Youngest ever do it, like I said before. Average. trying to be an average Joe now. Used to be a news reporter, so used to be around a lot of action. But now I'm trying to go back home to Houston, so trying to make it happen. Yes. Hey man, shout out U of H, bro. Giving a brother a chance. You know what I'm talking about? Got into grad school recently. Hey man.
Hey, turn up.
There we go.
The Cougs.
Oh, boy, he just blew it.
Go ahead,
Ray. All right. The best for last, you know what I'm saying? It's your boy. It's your boy Ray from CA, you know what I'm saying? I'm let y'all know I'm be biased. I'm a diehard Lakers fan. That's what you need to know about me. Lakers everything. I like coding for fun.
You went there about 7 years ago, but I hear you.
Anyways. I'm your average Joe. I like doing a little coding here and there. Make some money off of it.
My boy's a nerd.
My boy married too, boy. Only one in here been married too.
Married, you did.
Stupid ass.
That's crazy,
bro.
All right, so
married man recently, September 5th. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's it for me, honestly. But I know a lot about basketball. I'll tell you that much.
Anniversary.
Hey, he dropped a good thing. Everybody tell him what team y'all rocking with. The team, the team you follow the most. Start with Kizzy.
Hey,
Go ahead.
I follow the national where he goes. Basically, wherever Bron go, he go.
A universal LeBron fan.
Hey man, straight up since 03, St. Vincent St. Mary, LeBron, Raymond James. No, I'm talking about. Hey, where he go, we go. You know what I'm talking about?
Okay, so we got 2 Lakers fans. There we go. Carl, give us your team.
But on hometown Rockets fan.
Let's get it.
Hey,
Carl,
man,
your team.
by default, you know what I'm saying? The hometown, Houston, Texas. But I don't really have a per se team that I like to follow. I watch everybody, and I got a lot of players I like to watch for my actual game. So that's that on that.
All right. Smooth, give us your team.
I guess the Grizzlies. I don't really have a team.
What?
I just always watch it.
That's
The
crazy.
Grizzlies. I guess Memphis not far from Mississippi.
Memphis not far from me.
It ain't that far, yeah.
That makes sense.
But get him a ticket, go watch that boy Ja Morant.
Hey, John knows.
You can see Jaren Jackson on the floor.
He going for Jaren Jackson. He ain't going for the superstar. You know, he like all name
Yeah, he
player.
like the come up.
And I'll go last.
Go ahead, Kyle.
And I'll go last. Since middle school,
Oh, Lord.
Denver Nuggets all day. Kizzy know
Yeah.
what it is. Don't ever talk to me. 3-1 champs.
Mhm.
You know what it is. Hey, let's not start that. The only one that can talk to me is Renee. I ain't talking to nobody else. I ain't talking to nobody else.
Hey, baby, we
I ain't
were
trying to hear
a game away from the sweep. Well, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Y'all could lose.
Whatever.
Y'all
Yeah.
got it.
Yes, sir.
We are live on
Yeah.
draft day,
Yes,
buddy.
man.
Fellas, it's draft day.
How we gonna win? How we get to the playoffs, Carl? How we get to the playoffs? Ball control. Hey, but y'all win number 3, baby. We going to Charlotte. Hey, what? Last week I said, what's my favorite team? Where we go? So wherever he go, we go. Hey, I know one thing. Ball got a one-on-one coming his way. MJ said he got to come see him. Who said that?
LeVar.
MJ got he got that one-on-one with Ball, brother. Bro, ain't nobody talking about no LeVar and MJ, brother.
Hey, the footage coming.
Hey,
he has to play him. He has to play him. You talk, buddy. Live up to it.
To be honest, I would actually pay money for that. To be completely honest, I'd pay money for that. Bro, that's funny, for just the spare entertainment value of it, I would pay money for that.
Hey, never lost.
Never lost. Never lost. Want to know never
Boy,
lost.
time one. So
okay, so everybody obviously is here because the draft. We have drafts, we got trades, we got injuries, we got rumors still swirling around. For everyone that can't hear me, obviously I'm driving right now from Austin on the way back, but my 4 the dudes here for the Four Now podcast. If you're new, this is 4 average Joes and 1 baller. If you've been here since the beginning, then you know who we are. Period, point blank. So boom. I think my first question is, so far in this draft, what's your biggest no, scratch the draft real quick. What's your biggest surprise of since the last time we recorded a podcast? Anybody can go. Hey, the biggest surprise. Chris Paul, D Book.
That's big.
Chris Paul, yeah, my biggest surprise. That's a tough one.
That's big.
That's a tough one. But do you think this leads Phoenix into the title contention race, or do you think it's now they get to the playoffs and build some off this stuff? Hey man,
that's what they want to do.
I feel like anything's possible in the league now. I mean, a couple years ago, it was it was either one team to beat another team coming out the East. You know what I'm saying? This year and the past year it's up there for grabs, man.
You think so?
I think it's up there for grabs.
You think any team in the East, outside, still looking at the East, you think any of those teams really coming out stronger than the West? The Bucks got better.
The East. My boy got Drew Holiday. You know what I'm saying? So that's one team for sure. Does Drew Holiday, in my opinion, the Bucks' problems weren't with the other players, and that was highlighted so big in this year's playoffs. The Bucks' problems weren't because of other players. The Bucks' problems was Giannis. So with Drew Holiday, does that really make Giannis that much better, or does it make the Bucks better as a whole to circumvent whatever Giannis isn't giving you? I really don't think the Bucks really had per se problem with Giannis. It's just that without Giannis, they played a different style of basketball against a different team.
They won without Giannis, though.
Yeah, they did.
They did.
But what I'm saying is the team they played, I feel like without Giannis, it was a better play. The team they played in the playoffs without Giannis. But what does that mean? I feel like Drew Holiday makes the team better overall. Defensively, because I mean, offensive-wise, because he can be a general on the floor, or you can tell him go get a bucket, and he can go guard your best player. And that spreads a lot open for Giannis on the fast breaks. That spreads a lot on offense because they can't just pack the paint for real. Because Drew Holiday can shoot that mug. Yeah. And he's a good playmaker. Okay, so what's your biggest thing from this past, I guess, couple days?
I like the Chris Paul thing. Book gonna look nice with Chris Paul. Like, you can see each time Chris Paul goes somewhere, players start to have probably the best seasons of their careers. Like, you see David West was an all-star. Look at Blake Griffin with and without Chris. Well, Blake's a bad example. Blake was a great talent. I'm not going to use Blake. DeAndre Jordan.
Chris Paul made him look better than what he was.
But without Chris Paul,
I would say Chris Paul made Blake look a lot better.
Okay, then.
Chris Paul made his job a lot easier. Because you see, once they said, all right, you the man, it was kind of like, Well,
Chris Paul does a good job with young players too.
But I like the Chris Paul with Ayton. Like I highlighted book, but I like it with Ayton, like the pick and roll.
Finally, I ain't alone.
Like I said,
because some of us got questions about Ayton, huh?
I have a question about Ayton too, but
I have a question about Ayton too.
What's the question? What's the biggest question about Ayton?
How much does he want it?
Yeah.
Because he doesn't show you want it.
I heard. I think the question was, can he be a dominant big man? Let's go with that.
I think that's what he said.
I mean, last year, what did he show you to say he wasn't? I know he battled injuries a little bit last year.
He was suspended.
Honestly,
he was suspended.
He hooped last year.
That was the big thing.
Very well.
That was it. I think he averaged a double-double. I think he averaged a double-double.
What sucks for centers nowadays is that this like Shaq look is put on any center that comes into the league. Like you just have to dominate because you're the biggest player on the court, and it's just not true. I mean, you have almost 7 feet guys playing, stretch 4 and 3 almost. Yeah. So it's not this center geared game. So you can't expect him to just take over like that.
I'll say this: I feel like his numbers should go up with Chris Paul on his team, so he should be a better pickup for fantasy.
Yeah.
Just in general. Anyway.
He big. Look, I got the numbers right here. Last year he averaged 18 and 11. Second year in the league, it ain't that bad. And then you put Chris Paul. You put Chris Paul in that probably go up to 19 and 13. Or if you go to 20 and 10, like he gonna make your job easier. Dude, 6'11".
That's good.
That's what I'm saying. I did that. I'm excited to see that. And I don't know, because the West, the duos that's going on in the West, it makes you see like which one of those are gonna be enough just to get up. Because at the end of the day, you're really battling what beats LeBron and AD.
Exactly.
That too, but it's all
Kawhi and Paul George. You still can't sleep on them.
You can't, and the Warriors,
Also, let me piggyback on what Kizzy was saying about what surprised us most. I mean, let me go to the Rockets. It didn't really surprise me that. Oh my God! Every day. It's not honestly a surprise to me that they might want out or they might get traded or whatever. All the rumors. The surprise to me would be where they actually land.
Yeah.
I hope the Rockets keep them together because I believe that all 3 parties involved, Westbrook, Harden, and Rockets, are beneficial for each other.
Yeah, I think that ship long gone.
That's if they want to play together. Yeah. If they're willing to work with the. I don't think though. I think Harden is pretty much burnt out of the Rockets and Houston. I mean, he's gave it a go. So. He's trying to check because listen, you got to think he just turned down the biggest contract ever in NBA history.
And that's right. So that was my surprise right there, right? Like, you got to really not like a place to turn down $50 million. For the extra for each year, $100 million, right, for 2 years.
For 2 years.
To me, that says a lot about how bad the office was to him, at least, because I still don't know all the insides on why he just really don't like it there, especially after being.
I kind of think it's a combination. You know what I'm saying? Of
it's a lot that goes
new
into
office, new coach. Even though the coach might be great, you know what I'm saying? He might deserve this. You know what I'm saying? But it's just new. It's a lot of new things, and sometimes
his GM's gone.
Yeah, sometimes you're not trying to deal with a lot of new things.
Yeah, it gotta be bad though.
You're chasing that ring.
Yeah, it gotta be bad if both of your superstars go. All right. This time is over.
That's what I'm saying. So you're talking about 50 mil,
but they're best friends. So one of them leaving, they're both pretty much gone. They're both their best friends. So I get that.
No, but Harden was there before.
That's what I'm saying.
So it's not like
they both been solo before. Yeah.
But what I'm saying is psychologically, if Westbrook is like, bro, we can't do this, Harden's gonna be like, I've been here for 7 years. Yeah, bro, we can't do this, bro, or I can't do this anymore. I feel like it's.
But that's what I'm saying. That you introduced the real reason he's been there for 7 years and nothing happened. I'll put it to you like this:
if the GM didn't leave, or what's his name, Morey. If Morey didn't leave, I think Harden would have considered. Yeah, I think Harden would have considered staying, even if Westbrook wanted to leave.
Okay, boom. Yeah. So another layer to this subject. If Harden, and this is my opinion, if Harden goes to Brooklyn, that's a huge stain on his legacy, and I don't want to talk about.
Wait,
Harden.
hold on. Let's save that. Let's stick to surprises, and because we gonna touch on that.
Okay, all right. Well, Renee hasn't said a surprise yet.
JD said
that. I mean,
dropping that bag.
That was my. Yeah, dropping that bag was my surprise, literally, because, like I said, I mean, even from what we're talking about on the surface level, we only know so much. But Carl, I respect what you're saying, but like new and $50 million, like that new had to be bad, like trash new, like what in the world?
So, I agree with that, Renee. I agree with that.
But do you think?
I don't think we have the whole story. Like there's obviously more that we don't know. And you know what I'm saying?
Always.
To not want that 50.
Better question: Is this $50 million the last time that's being offered to him?
That's the first time that's been offered to him.
It's the first time, so it's not the last.
If Harden take this $50 million, it cannot. Realistically, it will not be offered to him again because the Rockets have his bird rights, which means his exclusive, which are also his exclusive rights, which means the more tenure and the more accolades he has under his belt with a certain team, the more you can raise the cap. That's why Kevin Durant had to take a pay cut. That's why Kawhi took a pay cut. That's why LeBron took a pay cut. You take a pay cut whenever you don't have as many years on a team, but you're still a max player. So Harden seeing $50 million now and trying to see $50 million later would mean he'd have to be the same level of Harden he is now 6-7 years from now on a new team. That's not going to happen. That's what I'm saying. This $50 million now, he has to look at it as like, if I don't take this payday, I'm not going to see it again, which is really the reason why I say he will not see it again.
And how old is Harden? You got to think about the
Harden in his 30s now.
He's 30. He like 32.
You got to think about the situation though too. It's the reason he got that is because he's become a franchise player at a city who needed one, and they're trying to keep him. If he leaves, goes to the Nets, becomes one of the big three over there, they don't win, they win either way, and he tries to go to another place, he might not ever get that big as a role. I'm not going to say he's not going to be a franchise player, but the way they look at him like, oh, man, we have to keep him. We need him. We can't get another franchise player like that ever again.
Do we look at Harden, and maybe this is far-fetched, but I think Smooth will kind of feel me in this one. Do we now look at Harden if he leaves because he couldn't do it by himself or he couldn't do it as the guy? Do we look at Harden as another in the same sentence, breath, paragraph, whatever, as somebody like Kyrie Irving? I'm glad you didn't say Kevin Durant. No. I think Kevin Durant and Harden are in a different class of talent-wise, but I think production-wise they're in the same class. But I think talent-wise and production, I think Kyrie and Harden are kind of now in the same paragraph because Harden has been given every resource in terms of talent, the coach you wanted, the system you wanted, the ball, the usage, everything. He's gotten everything he's wanted, and he couldn't get it done as the number one guy. So if you're not the number one guy, you're the number two guy, or hell, the number three guy in Brooklyn. How are you going to be? I don't see how he looks any different than somebody like a Kyrie Irving.
I'm glad you went into detail because I didn't know he was.
Yeah, but that do make sense. You know?
I agree.
Yeah.
I really do agree. Yes, Harden, he got everything he wanted. Whatever he said, I want Chris Paul. I want Dwight.
I want Dwight. I want Chris Paul. I want Westbrook. I want Carmelo.
I want get rid of the big man. We want to play small ball. I want
right.
I want D'Antoni to have another year. It wasn't like Daryl Morey wasn't giving him everything. He got everything he wanted.
But that's the thing, though, too, right? Like, I think a lot of it shouldn't be his fault because I think I'll say the GM or the organization as a whole didn't put a pants up and be the man. Like, hey, look, I get it, you're our star player, but from the outside, this is what I see that you need. They were too attentive to him, and so now,
I don't exactly agree with that. I don't exactly agree with that. I don't exactly agree with that because
Would you put somebody like Melo next to James Harden as a GM? Does that really make
Omar Ashe got those 2 years? It made sense because they needed floor spacing and they also
Kizzy, wait, repeat yourself. You went out. You went out.
They needed that.
Repeat yourself. We heard.
I was saying. Oh no, that's not okay.
Wait, hold on. All right. Let's just Renee, Smooth, Carl, let's just put that on pause until he get a little bit better signal. Let me go ahead and throw my big surprise out there. Everybody still with us?
Yep.
Yeah.
All good. Biggest surprise. Drew Holiday going to the Bucks because I was so optimistic with him coming to Denver. I thought Denver was the landing spot. Then rumors came out that Gordon Hayward and 3 first-round picks was offered, and then you go, they didn't take the Celtics offer? The Bucks was not a team. I saw him getting traded. Him going to the Bucks was like, whoa, hold on. Like, I didn't even know they was in contention. Like, at all.
Hey, the free agency for your baby.
That's how it worked, though. But I'm saying, I've told y'all my little stint with the 3 first-round picks. I understand prepping for the future and all that. But the way the Celtics, the way they drafts look, I don't know. That saying no to Gordon Hayward and 3, I can understand why you probably say no to Gordon Hayward. But their draft picks, they have showed that they have value in the draft out of anything. Unless they was talking 2030, which is probably even more ridiculous than what I think the Pelicans took. But that was my biggest surprise for this week.
Mm. Yeah,
I didn't no value right now.
But what?
I wouldn't say no value. I wouldn't say no value because when you talk about no value, it's actually been shown that Westbrook, Victor Oladipo have no value.
No value.
Teams want Gordon Hayward. They want Gordon Hayward. Atlanta's talking to him.
Yeah. Think about this. Somebody wanted George Hill before they called for Westbrook.
That's crazy.
Is that not amazing? Like, people are calling for George Hill before they were calling for Westbrook.
Yeah. And I think we all kind of know why Westbrook don't have no value. Can we assume it's not him as a player? It's not.
You want to open it?
It's not his game per se. I don't know if we want to open that because that's we may dive deep. And I feel like my boy Carl will come to his help. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think this is a good point to transition into. We could talk about the big two. Let's go to Houston. Let's go Westbrook and then work our way back to Harden. So what is it about Westbrook that doesn't make him as valuable as anybody else that they're calling for right now? Let's start with Renee.
He's hard to play with. I think
the contract is well.
Players.
The contract.
I think it's more so him as a person. Everybody don't have that dog mentality like him, and players get offended by that, especially when you make a mistake and he on your butt about it. Like, players not trying to hear that. And at the end of the day, with the money that the NBA brings in, I think teams don't have a problem making room for certain big contracts. I'm gonna keep it real. Like, if you really want a player, you gonna trade all your assets, like Brooklyn's trying to do right now for somebody that they want. So
disgusting.
The contract, I can see that. I can see that for sure. At the same time.
But at the end of the day, when you say like contract and things like that, I remember Chris Paul contract was ridiculous, and somebody still picked up the phone.
But he approved his contract though.
Has Westbrook not approved that contract?
Contract is not. That's my point. Contracts ain't much because if somebody like Oklahoma takes the chance with Chris Paul and they saw that he still has it, now the team's like, cool, bring that big contract over here, help all the young players. Like, Westbrook don't have that. Westbrook is like, I just want my own playground.
Right, and
so which makes him less valuable though.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. It's not the contract; it's him.
Yeah. I think when you combine 4 years or 3 years left of that contract, plus him getting older, plus his play style relying so much on athleticism, plus he can't shoot, plus he could be a locker room cancer. You combine all that together, you're like, that's no value.
Yeah.
For sure, but you were on the contract.
Don't get me wrong. Russell Westbrook is one of my favorite players. But he's one of my favorite players for the reasons that I didn't name. But like I said, if you're a GM, you have to weigh all those things together and be like, do I want to bring Westbrook along with Jason Tatum? Do I want to bring Westbrook along a Devin Booker? Do I want to bring Westbrook along with Kawhi Leonard? Do I want to bring Westbrook along with LeBron James? You're going to say no.
Yeah, point. But that's what I'm saying. If his play style and him as a person was a little bit, I guess more, easy going for other players, it would be a no-brainer for a lot of teams out there to take on that big contract. That would make room.
So what about your boy Victor Oladipo? Why do you think he doesn't have any value?
It's just injury. I think he came back too soon last year off that injury. That I think he tore something in his knee.
Towards ACL.
Yeah, he just didn't show out last year.
He broke his leg. He broke his leg or something like that.
I do think he came back too early. I seen the way he was playing. It just looked like he was holding back and he had a little limp in it. I don't know how his body feels. I'm not in his body, but that's what it looked like.
And to say what you have to give up to get Oladipo is, you pay. It's not risk and reward. It's more risk than anything. It's like. If you call them the Lakers, it's like you call them a small market team.
What? You said what?
I'm saying because you got to think Indiana is a small market, so a small market team is going to do anything to milk to get the biggest thing out of it. So if you're calling for, if I'm the Celtics and I'm calling for Oladipo, why am I not asking for maybe a Kemba or a Marcus Smart and some picks and things like this? Like. I'm not the one in dire need. I could keep him here and play him for the rest of the years. He ain't making a max contract. He ain't doing anything. You want him to be a contender. You're going to have to send me the back end or anything. That's how you play ball with any small market team.
I also feel like Oladipo does have some value. I think he has more value than Westbrook, which is weird, I guess. But I think Oladipo has some value, especially as a defender and as a shooter. And then I guess you kind of work his way back into being an all-star caliber player. But I don't think he has no value, especially with a mid-sized contract that he already has. Like, I don't think he's worthless. Like, to say somebody is, I don't want them on my team because he's going to bring us down or he doesn't elevate us. Like, I think that's a little harsh to say about Oladipo because of an injury. Like, he just has to work himself back. But I think at this point, I think at this point you buy low. But I don't think you just like, nah, we don't want him. I think that could be separate Westbrook, but I don't think that the same could be separate Victor Oladipo.
So bouncing off that, what teams can you see them ideally on minimum wise?
Oladipo?
Hornets at the book. Oladipo and Westbrook.
Oladipo should stay. Honestly, I like
that. I really think he should stay. I really think he should stay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Or
honestly,
maybe like a Detroit. Maybe like
no, he didn't.
Yeah, so you got. I hear you. I heard you guys saying he should stay. He never wanted to leave. So in terms of not really, where does he go? Like he has the option, but where do you think, the organization could land him? Like realistically,
I think maybe like a Detroit. I think maybe like a Miami would do well for him. I think maybe like maybe an Orlando would do well for him. Like some,
back to Orlando.
Maybe a Memphis could do. Maybe Memphis could do well for him. Dallas could do well for him. Like the Spurs would be amazing for him. I think an organization that doesn't just have a need for
Denver will take him. We'll talk him.
Man, Denver take him. Denver want everybody. I'm saying. I think an organization that that would like him, but doesn't really necessarily need him, but has another star with him to like bring him along. Like I think Oladipo by himself in Indiana, when you have T.J. Warren and you have Miles Turner next to him, it's like, where do I fit in now? So I think with a fresh start, like maybe like a Dallas, he'd be the third wheel behind Luka and Porzingis, and then he comes together and can average somewhere like 18 and 6, and then like maybe drop a 40-piece, 20-piece a night or whatever. That would be a good situation for him. Or maybe like in Orlando where he's playing next to Aaron Gordon and Vucevic, where he's able to have an offensive game where he can dump it off and not be the man every single night. Like
he was in that system, though, huh? He was in that system with them.
No, he was in Orlando, but it wasn't the same situation as now.
It was Aaron Gordon, though, huh?
Vucevic what he was now, and Aaron Gordon has taken a step back. Aaron Gordon isn't what he used to be. for some inexplicable reason. What I'm saying is, Victor Oladipo needs to go to a place, and I think a place like even Detroit. Hell, he could go to Cleveland and be decent.
You trying to
but
end his career?
I think Victor Oladipo doesn't need to be the man. He needs to be able to go to a place where he can grow and mature his game and work his way back from being the man. Because as an all-star, then you break your leg right after that. It's hard. You know, like it's probably mentally tough on him right now. But I don't think he should be written off. He's like 27 maybe, 26 maybe.
28.
Like he ain't old. He's 28.
Yeah, 28.
What are you about to say, Colin?
It's Detroit is you send people to Detroit to die. Careers die in Detroit, bro. Especially nowadays.
No, I don't think they die in Detroit. I think KCP was drafted in Detroit.
And
Drummond was a monster in Detroit.
That's true.
Greg Monroe was good in Detroit.
Not that the person goes to die.
Kyle Singler was a shooter in Detroit. Like Jody Meeks was in Detroit after he came for the Lakers.
He said Singleton.
Hey, what we?
He said Singleton.
Singler. He said.
Then he said.
Singler.
And I don't give you KCP because when you play next to LeBron, I really don't want to hear it. We'll see now that he done opted to go.
No. I'm saying KCP playing in Detroit is what got him that contract in LA. That's what I'm saying.
Hey, no cap. KCP was kind of hooping before because KCP was there before LeBron, right? I believe so.
Yeah.
He was kind of.
You know what the Cougars.
He got drafted by Detroit. He was there for like 3 years. The Lakers sent him a qualifying offer, and he took it. And he went to LA. And that's how we got that huge contract before LeBron got there, making $15 million a year.
Yeah.
That's how he got that contract. He earned it in Detroit.
All right. So where does Westbrook get traded?
Now, I will say what y'all just said to Westbrook. I think he needs to stay.
Hold on, Kizzy. You think he needs to?
I think he needs to stay because you think about this. Get Harden out of there. It is what it looks like. His way is out the door. You getting exactly if you're telling the first management, I want to be, that go-to first man guy. Hey, this is it. Because once you take Harden off that thing, who I'm passing the ball to? Robert Covington? I don't care.
Ain't Covington gone?
Covington gone. But I'm saying beforehand, it would have been, I need to be the man.
Yeah, beforehand.
And then you saying it's Robert Covington. Now it's Trevor Ariza. Now it's not even Trevor Ariza. Now it's really Eddie House. I want to say, I can't even think of it. PJ Tucker, maybe.
PJ Tucker.
Yeah, PJ Tucker, maybe. So your best thing is either to stay or they go ship you. I think New York off the table now.
Yeah, just
saying. Charlotte definitely off the table.
Numbers.
Charlotte definitely off the table. I got LaMelo. That's primetime TV right there.
I'm straight.
Him and his daddy. That's primetime TV. If I am Charlotte, I'm telling LeVar I need a TV show and I need you talking. We need to get ticket sales up. Like, come on.
So while we transition to, I guess we named our LaMelo, I think the biggest question for me, and maybe this is like a really 180 on it, I think Anthony Edwards going number one is highly suspectable. After the article that I shared with all of you earlier.
Hey, my man just want to rap like Lil Baby.
So you surprised? Is that what you're saying?
I guess he has a talent, but it's kind of like, his question's now what crossover early was crossover last pod. Is he another? Could he be another Andrew Wiggins? That's highly suspectable right now.
But I think
is expectable.
Let me put it like this: they haven't looked into none of that right now. Really, it's because he's very young, so he's gonna do things. He's gonna say things.
Yeah, he's 19.
He's 19.
Two, he proven himself throughout high school and college. It's not like it got in the way. If he felt like this whole time, it didn't get in the way of his work ethic and how he played.
He better than 80% of the people on there. Yeah.
Now,
but did we say the same thing about Wiggins?
Listen. Now, if he gets there and he's on that bull, and he's not playing well, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying they not go right off the bat because he's still a rookie. After some time go and he looked like, you know what I'm saying, off the court he ain't doing what he need to do. On the court he ain't locked in. Then it'll become a problem. Then that'll hurt him.
I think if the Timberwolves, you read their article today, you say, "Oh crap," because we have a chance to get another Andrew Wiggins, and that's what would have scared me to not taking number one.
No, because
we saw the talent on display in Kansas. We saw the talent on display whenever he was playing in Canada whenever he came to America with Andrew Wiggins. It's never like we didn't see the talent or we never saw the work ethic, quote unquote, at Kansas. Those things didn't come to fruition because he came to the Timberwolves.
That's a different story. This boy we talking about has a lot of confidence in his game. The talk we had about Wiggins was his confidence. When he goes out there, is he the same Wiggins every night? This boy, so far,
every night.
He's been the same him every night. He hasn't shown that he's not consistent. So that's two different stories. You know what I'm saying? That they don't correlate.
And
Smooth, what have you seen from Anthony Edwards that you like?
That man 6'5", 225. He actually looked like he should be playing football. Like when you look at him,
point guard for real.
And but on the court he's skilled. Only thing with him is his shot selection. Like he just makes boneheaded mistakes because he's a young player.
Yeah,
he likes to step back three too much. He decided to play basketball because I'm gonna go pro in basketball. I'm not gonna go pro in football. And I'm pretty sure he's not the first guy to do that. He's probably just the only one to really say it.
There's a lot of
players that played in the league that did not really love the game, but they just was very good at playing basketball.
I was just athletic.
So they went there, they made their money. Mm-hmm. Even some champions. There's some champions. I guarantee you there's some champions that came through the NBA that did not really love basketball, but they liked it enough and it was good enough that they said, okay, I'm going to stick with it and make this money and go ahead and stick it out.
Hey, man. And
we on the
well, I'm just saying the thing about Minnesota, you talk about distractions. What is there to do in Minnesota? So if he rapping and playing basketball, you really ain't, you ain't that distracted. You ain't heard nothing out of D-Lo ever since that little incident he had in LA. He go to Golden State, and then he come to Minnesota and he balling. Or Brooklyn, yeah. And he come to balling.
Brooklyn.
So you could have said his opportunity to do anything else.
Plus him rapping, that's the least of my problems. He can do whatever he wants to as long as he get this job done. Shaq was a rapper. Shaq released albums and stuff.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
They ain't rapping right now.
But you notice how they did that when they were established, when they really tried to take off with
That's
it.
true,
I'm just hoping he gets established first and then do that. Even Lonzo, you know what I'm saying? Like
he said that though. He said that in the article. He said, "I'm not going to release anything until I have a name in the NBA." He did say that.
He said that.
He did say that.
Of course, we wish he would have, waited until he started, playing in the league before he starts saying all this stuff. But like I said, he's young, and you know what I'm saying. You got to think about this dude finna come into a lot of money. He already been famous, basically.
He got the studio booked already.
Yeah, so he's gonna say things, man.
And he youngin' from Atlanta, and I don't know if y'all done ever dealt with a real lot of like Atlanta people. I got family in Atlanta. That's how it is. What it is. They gonna tell you how they feel. Hey,
that's just how they are.
Yeah, I might be playing basketball, but brother, I want to rap. Like it is what it is.
No voice. That's our little baby.
I want to go dunk on somebody and then go put a verse down. It is what it is. I ain't in the strip club.
Look at Damian Lillard.
Yeah.
My boy, you know what I'm saying?
On his head. Yeah, Dame.
Them boys tired of y'all just calling them basketball players. I'm more than a basketball player, little boy. I got talents.
That's right. Exactly. That's facts, though. That's facts.
Talent. That's what I'm saying. But that ain't too bad.
I look at it the same thing as look at all these rappers that play basketball and they want to play basketball.
Shaq West may be drafted.
Dude, that's the same thing. They trying to do what basketball players doing. They're rappers. I mean,
Shaq West. Y'all know Shaq West is in the draft, bro.
Might be drafted today, dude.
Okay,
that is insane, bro.
Give J. Cole a chance, bro.
I should have put my name in the draft.
No, hey, look, I don't say he need to get drafted, but Shaq West ain't bad. I done see a couple tapes. He ain't that bad.
Oh wow!
Don't cheat them people. The NCAA players for the clout or anything like that. But get that boy a workout. I bet you could do something.
Yeah, G League.
Yeah, go do something small.
Mm-hmm.
Can't be mad at it.
I think the next thing I want to touch on, is probably something that we're uncertain about, which is Klay Thompson's injury. And I guess, like, for me, I think it really, like, depending on the severity of it, I think it really shakes up the entire championship picture, no matter what, because we were all anticipating Golden State to come back to relevance this year with Steph, Clay, and Draymond, and they just come back and pick it right up where they left, minus KD. But if Clay's out some considerable amount of time, how do I guess you guys see the championship picture? I guess we should start micro and go macro. How do we look at the Warriors now that Clay may be out an extended period of time?
Yeah, not that much as a threat originally, that's for sure. I think their threat has maybe been cut in half, to be honest.
In half?
That's just my point. In half, yes.
I think for me, relating it back to fantasy, which is essentially the reason why we do this, I think it highly raises Steph's value.
Steph Curry for sure.
Yeah,
Steph by stuff. Because he's coming back with the chip on his shoulder of like they've been talking down on my name fog since Dame was hitting logo threes and I'm the real shooter blah blah, and he having Draymond, him having Andrew Wiggins, and now he has James Wiseman. Like he's coming out with something to prove. So I think this greatly benefits Steph Curry as an individual player. But as the Warriors are concerned, he's going to get eaten up alive on defense. Like it might get bad, but I think the Warriors, I think it's just their MO. Like one person goes down, next man comes up, and even if we don't do that well, we'll have a backup option. So that's why I think the Warriors are going to be fine. They may not be as fine depending on the severity, like I said, of his injury, but I think the Warriors will shake out okay. But in terms of the West, I think if I could just grow the picture out, the championship picture out a lot, I think this gives room for Phoenix. I think this gives room for New Orleans to grow up. I think this gives room for Minnesota to grow up. I think this gives room for the Sacramento to grow up. I think.
Memphis.
I don't think. See,
that boy got his hat on.
I don't think Golden State is going to drop that far down.
Jaren Jackson, brother.
Yeah. I don't know about New Orleans.
I don't think the Warriors are going to drop down to a spot to where you're giving Minnesota and the Suns a number 8 run. I don't think that's the case. They went with Clay coming back. They were a top 3 team. Now they're looking around like 4 or 5, to be honest. So Minnesota and the Suns or whoever else got to count on somebody else's fall, not really Golden State. That's just my opinion.
Steph and Draymond is a top
Dallas,
16.
They count on a lot of other teams to fall. Memphis to fall through, I guess, or Portland to fall through because those are the 8 seeds,
Portland,
7, 8 seeds, or whatever. Yeah. I mean, okay. So look, you take Oklahoma City. Who else do you see falling out the playoff picture for the Warriors to sneak in? I guess
New Orleans.
The ones that make the playoffs. I'm talking about
anybody but
falling out the picture.
That want to fall out. Maybe Houston if they sell everybody.
Houston, yeah.
That's it. Houston and OKC. Those are the only two I see.
All right,
hold on. That's enough. I mean, but that's
Dallas could take a step backwards. You never know. It might not be enough in the West.
I don't see that. I don't see that happening.
Do they have enough to compete with everybody else?
With Porzingis, I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
And Luka?
Okay, Luka can't do it by himself.
Is playing? Is he playing?
Yeah, is he playing?
Are you asking me or are you telling me?
It's almost like a rhetorical question though, because we don't know, but at the same time, we know that his injury history doesn't allow him to play the whole season.
But Dallas under Rick Carlisle has always been a successful team. So us counting them out is like a little iffy.
But in the West, you got to think it's
not.
But
the Suns have gotten that much better.
Yeah, in the West, you're not counting 7 and 8 as like your count off. You could really like 5 through 8 are all like they be like. Maybe 3, 4, 5 games. It's not that many games that separate 5 to 8.
Nope, not at all.
Not in the West.
Like I said, I think if you take OKC out because they lost Chris Paul and they lost a couple of the pieces, and if you take what was the other team we named that's coming out?
Houston.
You said Houston.
If you take Houston out, that means San Antonio, Memphis, Portland, Sacramento, Phoenix are all fighting for 2 spots. And how confident are we that and Golden State, as 6 teams fighting for 2 spots? How confident are we? Go ahead.
I've seen Golden State maintain with injuries between Steph and Clay and even Draymond at some point. Like, and they've maintained their at least top 3, top 4 spots. So I'm just like I said, I'm not that sold that somebody that good is going to allow somebody that low to say, "Oh, they can enter the picture," and that's what I present new, right? We've seen the Warriors go far with in and out injuries.
We love the team out. We love Utah out.
No, I think Utah's going to be there. Utah's in the playoffs.
But I'm saying you're saying a growing Western Conference, and you can still see.
I reference what teams do you see that made the playoffs this year in the bubble are going to come out? Then I said OKC and I said Houston if they sell everything. Then I said look at all the teams that did not make the playoffs, and they're all fighting for those 2 spots. And we counted 6 teams that are fighting for those 2 spots. How confident are you in the Warriors without Clay possibly for a considerable amount of time? They're going to grab one of those 2 spots above those other teams.
I'm really confident. Yeah, I think.
Okay, let me pose a question to you then. So without Steph, Draymond, and Clay last year, they won 15 games. You put You put two of them back into the rotation, and you telling me they're winning 40
with this pick?
Yes.
And let's not forget.
I'll say yes.
All right, I'm gonna do too.
You put Steph.
I don't think. I'm not saying that they'll make the playoffs. I'm just saying that I'm not going to just poo them away and be like, well, since they got Clay, they ain't got a chance. I'm not saying that at all.
Hey, no lie. If they win 40 based off of last year, 40 puts you as an 8 seed because Dallas won 43.
So the starting lineup is Steph, whoever they have at 2, Andrew Wiggins, Draymond, James Wiseman. Is that not a playoff team?
I don't know, but Steph's gonna be at 5 threes a night.
I forgot about Wiggins. That's how I don't care about him. And he's been solid.
So this is on Wiggins then.
And he's been solid though. It ain't like it's been horrible.
I
don't think he's a game changer.
That's 7 teams. I forgot about Minnesota. That's 7 teams. All fighting for 2 spots.
That's every year.
I don't know, bro.
Minnesota, Phoenix, San Antonio, Memphis.
We have this conversation about the West every year.
Every year, yeah.
New Orleans.
Every year.
New Orleans is not in there, bro. New Orleans is going to. They may not win 40. They may win 35 this year. 33 to 35 games.
But can you really say that though?
I feel confident.
I feel
confident.
72
games. 72 games. Oh, let's take that back. 30. 30 games.
I would give New Orleans 30.
They won 30 last year. They were 30 and 42 last year. So, and they haven't gotten better.
I hope they all grow up a little bit.
They haven't gotten better. They actually, if you want to be serious, they've gotten worse. They lost a key piece to that offense.
Son,
they did
to that team.
I don't think you understand. I don't think Kizzy really understand how good Drew Holiday makes a team.
Mm-hmm.
Drew Holiday is a very good player. I'm not saying he's not,
but I know what you're saying.
I'm hoping on the maturation of those other players to step up. I'm hoping.
But you for that step to happen. Hold on, go ahead. I'm gonna let y'all talk.
But
I'm counting on Lonzo, Zion Williamson, Brandon Ingram.
Lonzo.
Kyle, what you about to say? Kyle?
But that's what I'm saying. You counting for what I think Kizzy's imagining. He's saying what we saw in Brandon Ingram. It has to be that plus another step. So you're stepping into.
Lonzo. That's the only of it because Zion was hooping.
Yeah.
He didn't play
so Zion, you need him to be on the court.
Zion didn't get the opportunities. Lonzo didn't step up. Brandon Ingram had to either keep going what he's doing or get a little bit better. That's all I'm asking for.
I don't like when Kizzy do that because Kizzy gives Lonzo Ball the biggest break out of anybody, bro. Lonzo Ball just didn't step up. He hasn't stepped up any year in the league, bro.
I never. Okay. I'm not giving Lonzo a break. What I'm saying is he has to step up. That's like giving a break. A break is saying, Lonzo wasn't playing with nobody.
Me and Renee on the same.
That's not a break. I'm saying Lonzo step it up. Brandon Ingram step it up. Zion play more. That's what I'm saying.
I'm saying, and I'm kind of throwing it off topic a little bit. I think the Pelicans need to trade him very soon.
Go get your value for him.
Very soon.
Yes.
Go
put him in the market.
Get rid of him. I'm sorry.
And Eric Bledsoe is no better. I don't want people to think that Eric Bledsoe is no better. You need to shop him too.
Yeah. But I want to stay on topic. I just want to throw that in there.
Gotcha.
He needs to be traded. And also, I did about it. Maybe this year, I did say James Harden was going to get traded. And y'all said, hell no, and all this other stuff. I just want to let y'all know that. That's it. All right.
No. So I think this is the question that me, Renee, and Kyle were talking about earlier. So the draft order as it stands now, at which it will stand, minus the group that Carl will eventually play in, is Renee, me, Smooth, Kyle.
This boy breaking us.
Snake, and then it comes back. Whatever. So Kyle, has your I guess opinion on your picks changed at all? A little bit, because the way we see the draft going, Renee will obviously take Giannis. I'm going to take either Harden or Luka. Smooth's going to take the either or the ones I didn't pick, and then the draft starts with kind of a view. So has your opinion changed on whatever?
Good, Kyle, are you going to say what you said the last time about AD?
What did I say about AD?
What did you say the last time?
What did I say
when
the last time?
When you said you wasn't going to take him at 4 or 5?
Oh, that's cap. Yeah, I'll be lying. I can't give y'all a secret. Y'all, boy, AD is solidified at 4. My fifth pick has not changed. I am still heavy on taking Kevin Durant at 5. But I like I told him, and I said this earlier. If James Harden enters that offense, I won't feel as confident. I'm not saying it goes below 50%. It goes like 75, 80% that I'm going to take Kevin Durant right there. Because I was thinking, man, the touches come away. At 5, I want a 28 to 30 point. I want that guy. Kevin Durant is obviously that pick.
I just heard LeBron and stuff coming to Julius 16. That's all I heard.
I want Brian at 6.
I can tell you this now. Steph was never even in discussion at 4 or 5. You can take that as disrespectful as you want. You can take that as disrespectful as you want. I'm sleeping on him. I'm doing whatever. I will live with taking a lower level point guard than having to deal with Steph Curry having all that attention on him.
Mm-hmm.
Personal opinion. I've had Steph with all that pressure on. I was like, oh, he about to average 30 doing this. Broken hand, twisted ankle.
Yep.
I'm good. It's a lot of pressure for a fragile body.
He still averaged 30 though. Through it all though, he still averaged like a good solid 30. But he didn't play the whole season, so it's still relevant to what Kyle's saying.
I'm about to pull up how many games he played last year because I think he averaged 20.
It was under 30. It's guaranteed under 30.
Oh, he's always having problems, and I know one season he did still average a nice amount with injuries.
I think that was the season before last.
Yeah, I think it was. He averaged 20 points a game, 6 assists, which ain't bad. He played 5 games last year.
Yeah, I think last year good. Yeah, last year was good.
Uno, dos,
you weren't even considering
Cinco.
Yeah, he drafted him.
I took him early. I think I took him at 5. Yeah.
You took him at 5.
I took him at 5 because I thought just like y'all did. I was like, man, by himself, give me that.
Yeah.
5 games.
Well, you can go back to John Wall now since he back. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, what's the next topic?
We ain't about to open that can of worms.
I just want to get Carl involved to ask him a question. Carl, let's say you're a GM, or let's say you're on a court. Who would you prioritize more as the better point guard? Would you prioritize Steph more, or would you prioritize Damian Lillard more? Because that's the question we all kind of have as well.
I'm gonna go Dame. I feel like Dame is
yes.
I mean, they're both great shooters, but I just feel like Dame getting to the rack and being able to create more. Because Steph can do that. Don't get me wrong. People are going to say he can't get to the rack and then, pull up a bunch of videos and get to the rack. But I feel like Dame actually gets to the rack and finishes in the rack very well as he does pulling up from 3. So
he probably either or makes their teammates better. Because I actually don't think that Dame nor Steph Curry makes the people around them much better. I think Steph makes people better by the gravity that he has on the court. By everybody has to watch him, and then everybody else, maybe like Draymond's always wide open at the top of the key. But I don't believe he makes either one of them makes their teammates better for what their talent level is.
Well, let me say this:
Steph made Draymond an all-star. Changed my mind.
They make the team better.
Dame
makes his team better. I feel like it's up to those other players to step up to their role. It's a difference between playing with like LeBron James, who's looking to make you score better or be a better player, and then you have Dame, who's just a straight killer and gonna go out there and make the defense focus. And it's up to you, like CJ McCollum and those other players, to step into your role.
So your statement was, Carl, just trying to be clear. You said he makes the team better or the players better?
The team. Dame makes the
team.
I also think Steph makes the team better.
He does.
Yeah,
I think he does.
He does, but I'm gonna take Dame over Steph right now.
Oh, high key, because I know I am.
I'm with you too.
I think it's for me personally. I think it's either or on the basis of they pretty much do a lot of things similarly, but I will say that Steph has more of the accolades behind his name, and that's what I guess gives him more of the clout, I guess.
He's a champion. Dame ain't got.
So
he ain't got to the finals.
Yeah, he has it, but I think, and this is most definitely fantasy. I think if you give the offense, if you replace Dame in the offense that Steph was in, I think Dame would do just as well, maybe
just as
better.
well.
Yeah,
he does just as well without it.
Exactly, that too. But we're talking. But hold on, he said. But hold on. But they brought up the point. I hear you, Smooth. But they brought up the point that Steph is a champion, right? So then what that does is decreases his stats,
diminishes him because he
so
ain't a champion.
What I'm saying is,
talking about
his
just
stats,
about selfishness.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? If Dame, even though he's doing just as good as an individual, he would be just as well or better than Steph in a system where obviously it was the championship system.
And all the reasons I said that is because Kizzy was talking about the accolade thing and makes Curry in the eyes better. I mean, of course, because he's a champion. Dame hasn't got none of that yet, or even got to the finals. But if
this man drop 60,
man,
religiously,
the man averaged about 50 in the bubble, man. That was tough.
You know who else dropped 50?
He had
Donovan Mitchell.
Stop that, bro.
huh?
You know who else dropped 50? Jamal Murray.
Please stop that.
Ain't nobody.
I'm sorry, bro. Jamal Murray has. I'm not saying he has none, but he don't have much value in fantasy, to be honest with you.
This year he might.
Towards the end of the draft, you wouldn't pick him.
Not for my team.
I'll say this.
Like towards the end, like what? 50.
Before CJ McCollum, that's for sure. Before CJ McCollum. That's
Bro,
usually where he may go.
That ain't saying much.
Bro, he's 23.
Right.
He don't really play, and he don't really ball like he did in the bubble.
He's 23, bro. Give him time. Give him time to come around. You trying to put him in
these?
We gotta do
a reality
right now. We're talking about this upcoming season. We ain't talking about what he will look like.
I'm not talking about drafting him, but you talking scrub numbers right now. Like he about to be a scrub.
You called him a scrub.
Yeah, you borderline disrespectful.
I said he doesn't have much value in fantasy basketball. I don't say he doesn't have much value as a basketball player in real life.
Honest question: if he comes out averaging 22 and 6,
he's skipping school. There you go.
Now how far fetched is that?
That's not far at all.
Not far at all. 18 and 4.
A lot of far fetched because of the team he's with. Because in Denver, he may not see the ball that much. He may not see his shot.
But
why not?
But hold on. Wait. Hold on. My turn. No, my turn. Hold on. You have to understand, Kizzy, that the chances of him being the leader of this team for sure this year is based off what he came out the bubble doing. his teammates are looking at him like, okay, we know what you're capable of. Let me get the ball to you. Because before, a lot was up for grabs. You had Jokic, and it usually don't work like this for a center.
Yes.
They were trying to make
totally
Jokic like this guy. And then
totally
guard-wise, they were in the struggle between Gary Harris and Jamal Murray. Who's going to be the guard leader? We've seen
Harris out of here.
We know.
Now let me ask.
Get him out of here.
Yeah.
You said he's not going to see the ball.
I don't believe he's going to have the usage to average a 22 and 6.
Who will?
I believe between him, Gary Harris, Michael Porter Jr., Paul
Millsap. Paul Millsap is gone. Paul Millsap is gone.
Please hold on. Please hold on. Yesterday,
you say Gary Harris.
Bro, okay, wait. Stop. I swear.
That's why he
Hey, look. God don't want you to talk right now, boy.
Because the other day with Thomas Bryant, everybody was talking about Thomas Bryant, David Bertrand. So please don't do this, bro.
But you're talking about a subpar 500 team, and you're talking about a third seed Western Conference team.
Right, exactly.
But he's talking about y'all were telling me about John Wall having to share the ball, but now Jamal Murray doesn't have to do it.
John Wall team is not half of what the Denver Nuggets are.
Wait. Bradley Beal averaged 30 last year. That's the difference with Jamal Murray. Nobody on that
would
team
average 24 because of the teammates he has around. Aren't capable of doing it.
You're lagging and you're arguing. We can't hear you, bro. Hey, man, we got to scrub all that.
Go ahead.
We're going to have to scrub all that. We didn't even know what you just said.
Don't even worry about that. He's trying to compare the Denver Nuggets, and the Washington Wizards.
Son, listen.
Horrible comparison.
The reason we said John Wall shared the ball is because Avery Bradley averaged 30. Who on that team averaged above 20 besides Joe?
Barely.
Anybody averaged 20.
Jokic
barely averaged 20. We played team ball.
Murray has the green light. Murray has the green light.
Gary Harris averaged 10 points. I don't want to hear about him touching the ball, bro.
Can y'all hear me now? Everybody hear me now?
Yes. We don't want to, but we can.
My central question was, how can you guys one day say John Wall has something
Carl,
he wouldn't be giving the ball to Bradley Beal as much? I'll say that.
Because this is how I'm going. Go ahead.
He's not listening, bro. The reason we can say that, listen to me closely, bro. Can you hear me?
I don't have a choice but to listen, bro. I have a choice, bro.
Avery Bradley averaged 30.
Bradley Beal,
my fault. Bradley Beal averaged 30. John Wall's going to come back to a team where a player averaged 30. Yes. Murray's coming back to a team where no one pretty much averaged over 20. So why should he pass it to them as much? And why should he not have the ball in his hand when he just came off this season proving what he can do in the bubble and in the playoffs? Why would he not?
Everybody
hear
me?
Go ahead.
We can hear you.
Everybody hear me.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. A couple points. Number one, and I want to direct these points to Kyle because this is Kyle's team, and I'm asking questions for Kyle. Really, and Kyle will just answer whatever. Kyle, will Michael Porter Jr. have a bigger role in his team this upcoming year? Yes or no?
Yes, without a doubt.
Was Gary Harris injured either most of the bubble or came back the last two games before they lost to the Lakers? Yes or no?
Gary Harris played the first couple seasons, so the first series.
We saw what he's capable of.
Gary Harris was hurt. Most of the playoff run, Gary Harris was hurt.
He was hurt. He was hurt for the regular.
He wasn't playing.
He was hurt for the regular season portion of the bubble. He played all of the playoffs.
Well, Gary Harris is a starter who was working his way back. Correct.
Yeah.
So is CJ McCollum.
Will Gary Harris have a bigger part of the offense next year? Yes or no?
No, he may not be in Denver. He may not be in Denver. It is a possibility he will not be in Denver.
And
if Gary Harris is okay, all right. And if Gary Harris is in Denver, will he have a bigger role?
No. Your three key pieces next year are Michael Porter Jr.
So he will have the same role, correct?
Yes.
Does would Nikola Jokic have the ball more or have a bigger role based on his playoff production? If Jamal Murray had a bigger role, is it not happy to say Nikola Jokic will have a bigger role too? Yes or no?
See,
you're talking about 1 and 2. They're going to share the responsibility.
For one,
It's 1A and 1B.
Hold on, Kyle. I got a point to make. We're talking about on the Wizards. You want to bring up the Wizards? We're talking about two guards who use the ball a lot off the dribble to score. Yoke and Murray work in a cohesive
manner.
Exactly. Exactly.
Those are going to be numbers who fluctuate each other to go up. John Wall and Bradley Beal's numbers cannot go up if they both using the ball.
That's a great
Yoke
point.
is not a guard.
Great point.
Yoke is not a guard. He's a big.
Hold on. So the comparison I'm drawing to, the parallel I'm drawing to, is yesterday when you guys brought up other players around them, like Thomas Bryant and David Bertrand in Washington. Was the point not made that John Wall is going to be sharing the ball with them to get them more involved, so Bradley Beal won't have to have the usage that he did last year, correct?
No, it was that Bradley Beal won't score at the rate that he has because of that.
Yeah.
Because
it's not his
The
usage.
point I made the other day was not that the ball will not be given to them. It was not that Bradley Beal won't have these shots. It was the point that Bradley Beal will have to make these shots because they're going to be losing if Bradley Beal is not shooting the ball that much. It does not have the usage that much. Which is why I said that 24 is not. I feel like
you said 25.
The reason why I was making the point of him still getting 25 to 24 points, whatever I said the bet was. Whatever I said the bet was at 24 was what I shook on.
Yeah, but your argument was 25.
But the argument started at 25.
The argument I was trying to make was that Bradley Beal's usage is going to yield that point per game average. I do not believe the usage that Jamal Murray will have will yield that point per game average. Based on the team that's around him. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
We said 22 points. That's even lower than what you betted on. So how is that?
Wait. I'm not comparing the two players. I'm comparing the situation with the team.
The situation is not even the same.
The situation, I don't even see the similarity.
Yeah, there's no similarity.
I'll bow out because maybe I'm not explaining it correctly. But
you're wrong.
But to be completely frank, I don't believe Jamal Murray will have the usage that he had in the bubble based off the other players around him.
Okay, so hold on, last thing. I'm sorry. 22 points, and 7 and 6 is not realistic.
6. You even said 6. It's low.
I said 6.
We said 22 and 6.
22 and
6. 22 and 6 is not realistic for Jamal Murray.
I don't believe he'll do it on this team this year. That's all I'm saying.
Especially with a Yoke who's a passer. He's a passer off the screen and roll.
Hey, John Wall is passing the ball to somebody now. I'll be high.
Who they just took?
I'll be high. Hey, last pick.
Your boy. They got him at 9?
At pick 9. Hey, Israel. I don't even know if he's going to be good or not. But I'm going to take him.
Are you talking about the dude overseas?
Yeah, the small forward.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Who you talking about?
You about to lose his Bill bet already. That's the funny part.
Oh, for real? That's an easy 50.
Hey, yeah, he taking that 25 now. But I said it before we started, but I'm going to take him with my last pick in the draft, like I did Karis LeVert and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
I'm getting LaMelo, letting you know.
He's your last pick of the draft?
I don't think he's going to be there for last.
He ain't going to be there last.
He ain't going to be there last pick. He ain't going to be there.
Somebody going to take him where they took Zion.
Just wait on it.
he going.
Zion looking
bro, that's dangerous because what you think they start LaMelo? Well, let's try and transition this out. So the draft. Wait.
The Charlotte care about the record. The Charlotte care about
Kizzy,
the fans. The Charlotte care about the city. You better start that boy.
So look, this transitioned us into our last point really well. I don't know if y'all big on college basketball. I know I'm not the biggest one. The draft is today. Who is somebody that you look forward to looking to? I know a lot of us are going to say LaMelo, so that's across the board. Yeah. But if we have anybody besides LaMelo, please let me know.
I just mentioned him on.
Honestly, I want to see what Obi Toppin does in New York. I think with New York, he has He has two other guys that have either his similar build or his similar game in RJ Barrett and Kevin Knox. So I'm really trying to see how they put all that together on the floor at the same time. Because, the Knicks are notorious for putting three guys at the same position on the court at the same time.
On the court.
So I won't be surprised if I see Obi Toppin, RJ Barrett, and Kevin Knox on the floor playing a 2 through the 4 at the same time, which would be very interesting because the draft pundits have said Obi Toppin has an NBA ready-made game. And I don't know why, but when I hear a forward having an NBA ready game from day one, that never has a good connotation to me because I hear Otto Porter Jr., I hear Harrison Barnes, and I don't like that.
I wouldn't be surprised if, in a 4-man league, that of the top 4 rookies or the top 10 rookies, all of us had one on our team.
He has an NBA body. He has at the forward spot. I really don't like that. So I'm actually really intrigued to see what Obi Toppin does because man, like that New York needs something. New York needs something because you got them boys out there, Frank Ntilikina. Okay, so I'm excited to see that.
Oh, good.
I'm trying to see. What's that boy named Wiseman?
Wiseman at 2 in Golden State.
Yeah, I want to see what's going on.
That's all good
with him.
My pick is Cole Anthony, who surprisingly went. What is this? 15 to the Magic. I want to see what they do because they just lost Fournier.
Is that the boy out of North Carolina?
Yes. Yeah. Cole Anthony out of North Carolina. Because they just lost Evan Fournier. They're going to lose him to free agency. You got Markelle Fultz, who you know what happened with that. Something happened. Number 1 pick, but could never get it together. So I want to see if they bounce him down to the 2 and have Cole Anthony play the 1. Because Cole Anthony's short. He 6'3" on paper, 6'3". But he really like 6'1". If you ever really seen him, he like 6'1". He's 6'3" on paper. I don't know. So that'll be, and then you put him next to Vucevic and Aaron Gordon.
And Isaac comes back.
Yeah, it ain't horrible. Yeah, it ain't horrible.
I mean, I know Cole Anthony was sliding down draft boards, but I never knew why.
Because he's a point guard, because it's a guard heavy league, and you like, I don't need you. I don't need
you. Yeah. And that goes into why I can't wait to see what they'll do with Golden State does, especially with Draymond there. It's kind of like a mentor because I've seen Draymond make defensive monsters. I mean, and I'll start at the top. I don't think Kevin Durant has played better defense since he's had Draymond in his year, and I think even in Brooklyn he'll carry on. But I back to
that's a great team. Yeah.
Yeah, but anyways, yeah, I really look forward to do Golden State. What's his name? Wiseman. Yeah.
James Wiseman. Yeah.
That offense.
I'm looking at Wiseman.
Yeah.
He's very versatile. Get up and down. It should be a good offense for him.
He's 7 feet tall,
He can get up and down the floor, man.
Yeah.
And
Golden State's offense work is so beautiful because as much as they shoot, they find a way to make the big man really relevant and ball. You know what I'm saying? Like that's dope.
If your boy can shine a little bit last
Speaking of rookies, I actually have a question for the room. I guess this is maybe our last topic or not. Looking at last year's draft, since we're talking about the draft and everything, looking at last year's draft, whenever we saw, of course, Zion and Ja go 1 and 2, what would you rather be the franchise around a year into it?
RJ Barrett.
Get out the Discord server.
Boy.
Wait, say the question. What's the question? One more time? Hold on. I'm sorry.
Who would you rather build your franchise around? Ja Morant and Zion Williamson after a year after the draft.
So going based off what they're doing now,
based off of what you've seen.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it'd be Ja for sure. Yeah.
Come on, what kind of we haven't seen?
Yeah, that's not a good question.
The boy was hurt.
Okay.
At the end of the season.
Yeah, both of their Achilles heel is that they both rely so much on their athleticism that you really don't know how much skill they have.
Even Ja?
Yeah,
I think Josh showing.
I think Ja. I started watching Memphis games, I guess, later in the season and towards the bubble. I think John's very skilled. Like I didn't give him enough credit because that boy really is skilled.
As always.
Like, seriously.
I'll give you that. I say like around the basket, a threat, dunking and all that. But I'm talking about able to create, pass making, and that may be my lack of watching Memphis.
I think you need to watch this game, bro. Like, go really sit down and watch it. He really a pick and roll monster, honestly.
Yeah, I think that's just my I gotta watch more.
You gotta watch him, bro.
I gotta watch more. The pick and roll I could believe, but I'm talking more like, can he create his own shot, like the jump shot, the mid range, anything like that? I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Bro. He's
dangerous. He can only go up from here because he wasn't afraid to shoot the ball neither. So, you know what I'm saying? It only goes up from here.
I believe it. I like John.
He's really nice.
From what I've seen from highlights, I can say I'm a fan.
Really nice.
I don't know what I'm talking about. He averaged 7 assists. I'm talking stupid.
Yeah, bro.
I'm talking real stupid.
Yeah, that's not good. And he draftable though, because I mean he was a rookie last year, but
how much he averaged last year?
17, 3, and 7.
That's
nice. That's solid.
But yeah, that's nice. Especially as a rookie.
And he had nobody. He had nobody. Like
nobody.
A rookie.
Yeah, Jaren Jackson would show up.
He
was hurt.
On the court.
He only showed up for Renee when he need blocks. When he come and he randomly put up 9 blocks a day. And you're like, come on,
he
bro.
needs 6 blocks and
come
6
on, man.
threes.
He show up at really random times.
Yeah, he do. And you know. I think he dropped calls or something. But Ja remind me of Smooth. He may feel me on this one. What's old dude in Orlando that be in and out just as much with injuries?
You said Ja or
no? Not Ja. I'm sorry.
Oh, you talking about Jonathan Isaac?
Jonathan Isaac and what's his name are so similar to me. Forgot this boy name already.
Oh, Jaren Jackson.
Jaren
Jackson, yeah. Like, their games are so simple. I'm not going to say, so at least on the defensive end, right? They're these long, like, small power forwards that really get down on defense. Like, it's crazy to me. And it's funny, multiple leagues, I've had to choose one of them through Smooth to say I need them for defense. Like, the boys come through.
He do pick up random Orlando players. You like, who is this? I ain't know Jameer Nelson was still in the league. That's people. Before y'all got on this call, Smooth went, man, that boy's playing Pargo in Israel. Do y'all remember Gennaro Pargo?
Oh, for the
bro.
Ball. This is the people Smooth be remembering, bro. Gennaro
bro. That's
crazy to me. It was Caspi though. It wasn't Pargo. He ended up being Caspi.
But still, the fact that like Pargo was in your mind, you like Gennaro Pargo. Like,
that's crazy.
I haven't heard of Gennaro Pargo in a minute.
Yeah. I need to see a face on the cool.
Light skin.
Yeah, that's about it.
That's about it. He ain't do nothing else.
Hey, so we gonna record our draft? We're gonna go live on the draft?
Got to.
When's our draft?
So
you gotta wait for
I have it set for December 20th at like 8 p.m. right now.
Yeah, push it as far back as
December what?
December 20th.
He said he got it set, so he already doing mock drafts. He ready.
Hey, I'm telling y'all who my top 3 is more than likely. When Giannis, Dame, Trae Young. I'm gonna run the league. I promise you.
Let me ask this question, bro. How is the picks already decided? Like,
so they have projections. They're not decided right now, but what's gonna happen closer to the start of the season? They're gonna have projections for every player in the league on how well they're gonna do, and they use everything in history to come up with it somehow.
They use data. So, like, that's all they use. Analytics is all data.
Yeah. And so based on this projection, this determines the order of the players in the draft.
I think talking about between us. So, like, how do you know you go get
that too? How do you,
because we know each other so well. So we the first 4 players we automatically know. If you not first, don't think of Giannis. If you not second, don't think of James Harden. If you not third, don't think of Luka.
I'm saying, so we don't know who has the first pick yet.
No, Renee has the first pick.
Yeah, so we decided. So for our 4-man league, we decided our order. maybe for the league we doing with you, we can randomize it. So you can decide. We can just say,
Yeah.
I want to go first or second, or we can actually just randomize it.
We like picking spots because you want to kind of know, because if you do random, then the odds are fair. But if we do like the 4-man league whenever we do it, and we have our set spots, all those strategies have a set way of drafting. So I know when I draft, I have to get something big because it's going to be like, it's like 8 or 12. It's like 8 to 12 more picks until I get to pick my next 2 again.
So when y'all decided off of who was first, second, last, third, or whatever?
Off preference. We asked what you wanted. Renee came in and was like, I need the first pick. And it was like, cool.
Okay.
Kids was like, I want to pick after him. And then I was like, I want the last pick. I want to be on the bottom half of the rotation.
Like I prefer to draft towards the end of the draft.
Okay.
So what you need to do, Carl, I'm gonna keep on the lookout for when the mock drafts open. But you need to start doing mock drafts like ASAP, so you can just kind of know the flow of how it's gonna go, because it's snake. So it's gonna go me. Oh, go ahead, Carl.
No, I was agreeing with you.
Yeah, like, but that's all. This when you run mock drafts, you're gonna know exactly how it works and everything.
Do not believe it when they tell you Nikola Jokic is third, bro. Do not fall for that on the mock draft. Do not listen to that.
So with that, y'all gonna cut all this part out, but with that, right, bouncing off Kyle, when you see those projection ratings, bro, like, honestly, you kind of don't want to pay too much attention to it, like, especially for like the first maybe like top 10 picks. Like Jokic, I believe they're gonna have Jokic at number 2 this year.
Maybe 2.
I really think they're gonna do that for whatever reason. Yeah, at 2. It's wild. And under him is LeBron, AD, Dame. Like, it's stupid. So don't think that when you say you got a second pick, you got to feel forced to take the second pick because ESPN said, oh, yeah, he's going to do this well. Nah, like, not at all. You take your butt, you go get James Harden, you go get LeBron or something.
Get a scorer. Get somebody who go drop 30 a night.
Yeah.